Working with a realtor. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you the disclosure of representation, an important paperwork that is part of buying or selling a property in Ontario. Realtors in Ontario have a regulatory requirement to inform consumers about the different relationships they can have with a real estate professional before they can assist them with buying, selling, or leasing property. Before you disclose confidential information to a real estate professional regarding a real estate transaction, you should understand what type of business relationship you have with that individual. The Working with a Realtor form summarizes the different ways that a person can work with a real estate professional. It explains what it means to be a client and what it means to be a customer. Those are two important distinctions in Ontario, as they dictate the services you will receive and your real estate professional's obligations. It also explains what happens if the same agent is representing both the buyer and the seller on the same transaction or sale, commonly known as multiple representation or dual agency. Signing this form does not commit you to working with a particular real estate brokerage. It is simply an acknowledgement that the real estate professional has fulfilled their regulatory requirement by providing you with information on the different ways you can be represented so that you have a clear understanding of your options. When you choose to use the services of a realtor, it is important to understand that this individual works on behalf of a real estate brokerage, usually a company. When you sign a contract, it is with the brokerage, not with the salesperson or broker employee. Real estate professionals can represent consumers in one of two ways. Either as a client or as a non-client or customer. Working with a realtor as a client. As a client, the real estate professional and their brokerage will be working on your behalf as your agent. Your realtor will owe you special legal duties including loyalty. Your agent will only act in your best interest. Full disclosure. Your agent must tell you everything they know that might influence your decision in the transaction. Avoiding conflicts of interest. Your agent must avoid any situation that would affect their duty to act in your best interests. Confidentiality. Your agent must not reveal your private information without your permission. Even after your relationship ends. That includes your reason for buying, selling, or leasing, your minimum or maximum price, and any preferred terms and conditions you want in a contract. When you become a client, you will be asked to sign a written agreement setting out the agent's responsibilities, and yours. Working with a realtor as a customer or non-client. A buyer or seller may not wish to be under contract as a client with the brokerage but would rather be treated as a customer. A realtor is obligated to treat every person in a real estate transaction with honesty, fairness, and integrity, but unlike a client, provides a customer with a restricted level of service and legal duties. No loyalty. The real estate professional may be representing a client with competing interests to yours. They must be loyal to their client and not to you. The real estate professional does not have a duty to give you all relevant information. No duty to avoid conflicts. This real estate professional is not acting in your interests. No confidentiality. This real estate professional must provide any information you share with them, with their clients in the transaction. Services provided to a customer may include providing general market information and standard forms, showing the property or properties, and providing factual information, drafting the offer, presenting the offer and counter-offers. They cannot advise you on price, terms to include, or negotiate on your behalf. The realtor has disclosure obligations to a customer and must disclose material facts known to the brokerage that relate to the transaction. Whenever a real estate professional works with you in a real estate transaction, whether you are a client or not, they have a responsibility to act honestly and with reasonable care and skill. Brokerages use a customer service agreement to document the services they are providing to a buyer or seller customer. What happens when the realtor or brokerage are representing both buyer and seller? Buyers and the sellers are sometimes under contract with the same brokerage when properties are being shown or an offer is being contemplated. There can also be instances when there is more than one offer on a property and more than one buyer and seller are under a representation agreement with the same brokerage. This situation is referred to as multiple representation. If this happens, realtors and their brokerage must make sure all buyers, sellers, and their realtors confirm in writing that they acknowledge, understand, and consent to the situation before their offer is made. Realtors typically use what is called a confirmation of cooperation and representation form to document this situation. Critical information. Realtors are obligated to disclose facts that may affect a buying or selling decision. It may be difficult for a realtor to judge what facts are important. They also may not be in a position to know a fact. You should communicate to your realtor what information and facts about a property is important to you in making a buying or selling decision, and document this information to avoid any misunderstandings or unpleasant surprises. Similarly, services that are important to you and are to be performed by the brokerage, or promises that have been made to you, should be documented in your contract with the brokerage and its salesperson or broker. For more information on your working relationship with a realtor and to ensure the best possible real estate experience, please ask any questions you may have. Once we have answered your questions, we can determine how to complete the form and provide you with the appropriate real estate services.